Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name's Lainey, and this is the Banish bin. And today we have a lovely guest over here. This is Max. Max has his own channel, which is Maximus and Co. Right?
Yes, that is it. That is why I put it on the screen, Lainey, so people don't forget. Although I've been told many a times I should have spelled it with an I because it'd be easier
Yeah,
to say.
but it makes it different because everyone else is spelt with an I,
You know
so
that. You know
that's
that.
different.
There we go.
I have put Max's channel linked in the
Oh, nice.
description box, so if you're not subscribed, please go over and subscribe. Max, you want to give a little bit of an explanation of what you do on your channel?
What are you serious?
Everything?
To be fair, I'll tell you what, one way to explain it is there is no niche. So it's a bit of everything. It's basically started to formulate into, which it's probably always sort of been that formula, if you like, almost daily vlogs-ish. It's not that I upload them daily, but I'm pretty much recording on the daily, and I just take snippets from each day, mash them together, call it a almost daily vlog mashup type channel, and then a few reactions, other bits, and just random stuff, really, random stuff every day.
I looked on, and there was camping kind of things like.
Oh yeah, there's camping. That's what I mean. So because it depends what I'm doing. So because the stealth camps and stuff, obviously, if I do a stealth camp or whatever, which I've done quite a few, then I tend to record it. But then it might be a family trip to the beach or something. But yeah, the stealth camp ones, I suppose there are more than not these last couple of years. There's been a fair few on there. But it'd be nice, Lainey, if I had my van back, because I can't do any more trips, can I? Because my van, if you do go and watch any of the videos, you'll see that I am forever taking my vehicles to the garage. It's almost like somebody up there does not want me to drive. But yeah, I won't go into the pain and the blood, sweat, and tears. But it's just a bit of a
Okay, so if anyone hasn't seen this before, this is the Banish bin, and the Banish bin is basically, I have asked Max. I've given him a set of categories, and he has to choose 3 things from each category that he would like to banish. This is just for fun. We're not being serious. We're not really, but it's a shame we're not really banishing something.
You are only just saying that for my benefit, aren't you? Because Lainey knows that I've been stressing a lot about this, like banish bin. How much do you hate them to put them in the banish bin? But then, yeah, it's for fun, right? So I am going to try and pick it.
Yeah. But like with food and stuff, everyone has things they dislike. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about like that kind of thing, or like celebs that they just turn off if they come on, or
with
know what I mean?
The food, I've actually gone for something that is, and there's a few of the other answers I've got that it's not that I don't even say it or do it myself or even eat it myself. I still would like to see it banished, if that makes sense. On something. So there's some things that was easy.
So we'll say hello and then we'll get started. Let's see who's in. Hi Lin. Hi Joy. Hi Sean. Hi Sylvia. Hi Chris. Hi Sharon. Hi Stig and Mrs. Tig. Hi Boo. I need to message you for next week. I meant to do it already, so I'm sorry about that, but I will get in touch with you, Boo. I promise. See if we can sort something out for then. Because she is on after you, hopefully next week.
Boo's in line.
Right, where else have we? Hi Dodo. Hi Lisa. Right, so we're at the bottom, and we'll get started and see where we're at. So the first category I gave you was things people do.
Yes. So I go first with this one?
Yep, go for it.
All of them, or just one?
Yeah, you can say what it is, explain why, and then move on to the second and third.
Yeah, nice. All right, okay. So things people do. So they say they're going to do something. So when people say they're going to do something, but they don't, it could be anything, but just they say they're going to do it and they don't. And what's even worse is when ask them to do it because it's something that they always forget to do or don't do. And each time you do that, you sense that they're getting more and more frustrated with you because you're trying to teach them how to do something. But in matter of fact, they ain't doing what they said they were going to do. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, completely.
People not doing what they say they're going to do. It could be small, it could be big. I'm not talking about anything in particular, but it's just in general. I seem to be, really frustrated with that one. And the next one I had on there was, I've got a dishwasher. It's great. For those that have got dishwashers, great. But I try my hardest not to use it, right? So I'm forever telling everybody else to sort of wash up after themselves. And it would be a lot easier if people just do that. You wouldn't need to just do the dishwasher. Anyway, I'm always washing up my hand. Probably the only one that continues to do so. And if I've got a half-filled wash bowl with clean enough water that you're cleaning the dishes with, it's not dirty enough that you want to tip it down the thing, and then somebody comes along and puts a cup in it with half the tea still in the cup or half the drink, the contents, and murkifies the water. And now it ain't good for murkifies. Well, like it mercantpiles.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. And now you're just dealing with mess. So now you're emptying the water, and it's just again, it's just simple things. And again, you could put this in exactly the same category. It's like you put a plate. Someone will just come along, one of these lot, half a plate of stuff, and they'll just put that in there as well. You know what I mean? So now you've not just got tea residue and molecules, you've got food. But just things like that. It's just scrape it before you put it in or empty it. I know it's just taking the bowl out to pour it down. It's a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong. You can, if you want, use the dishwasher for a different reason. Just open up the dishwasher and chuck it in the dishwasher because it will drain anyway. And you're going to use it. It's going to clean it. Anyway, final one.
Okay.
Just not being respectful. And I mean, I don't mean me demanding respect, but respectful in general, whether it's like, littering or just damaging property for no reason or not being respectful from somebody else's space. Just in general, there's people out there, aren't there, that are just disrespectful. They might have had, and I'm not saying they haven't, they could have had loads of go on in their lives. They could have all these chips on their shoulders. I get it. There could be a lot of stuff that they've been through that I haven't. But there comes a time and a place, and you should get to an age. And there's youngins that do this because they're not educated or they're not aware. They've got a lot to learn. But you still get adults and that are like this, just being disrespectful. If you're disrespectful to belongings or space or people in general, and you go around just continue. That's just I just in the Banish bin. I got no time for it. Which then makes me look disrespectful, but at the same time, it's like, So the things people do, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but that's what I told you. I stressed about my answers, ladies and gents. I lost sleep over this.
I don't know why you stressed.
I was saying not these ones so much, but it was more the people because I didn't know.
Yeah, because you don't really watch celebrities.
I don't really know too much about the celebrities and stuff, but. Yeah, there you go. They're my three. So just to break it down, so people saying they're going to do something but not, pouring half-filled cups or dirty food-filled plates into a pretty decently clean washing bowl that someone's using, or not being respectful, just in general, just generally not being respectful to anything.
So I'll go through them, what you said. So we'll start with not being respectful. I totally agree with you. Like the amount of times I see people say not holding the door when they see someone coming, just leaving it go as you try, even if you're struggling with something to get in it, having a wheelchair, and I've had people do it to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me, that's just a level of respect and manners, really, that everyone should have. And then the dishwater thing, that bugs the life out of me. Why can't they pour it down the side of the dishwater and then you can and then put the cup in, you know what I mean?
I'd rather have the dirty bottom of the bowl, you know what I mean?
Because the sides, isn't there, where you can fit it down the side. That
makes sense to me.
Yeah, totally. Or if they've got like crumbs and stuff on the plate and there's still a bit there, then they need to
crumbs. I'm not too worried about the crumbs. It's more
but if it's
chunks of like pepper or mushroom or like a bit of something.
Or they haven't
I'm fishing it out. Like I'm playing grabber with grab a bit of meat or grab a bit of pasta. Yeah,
And then the other one, when people say don't do what they say they will, that
yeah,
bugs me really
yeah,
badly. Like, I have to admit, um, because it's so frustrating. Because you constantly happen to bring it up, which makes you feel like you're nagging and you're not. Do you know
I
what I
know,
mean? It's
I know.
like
Yeah,
it shouldn't
exactly.
be like that. Why say it if you're not going to do it?
Yeah, once or
What's the
twice.
point?
It's not a thing, is it? Once or twice, it's not
Yeah,
really
like
a
if
thing.
you 'cause people can forget, but
Yeah,
when
that's what I was
you're
going to
doing it
say. I have done it.
repetitively,
I'm guilty of all of these, apart from some of, well, there's some that I'm not of, but yeah, it just down to forgetfulness. But I'm soon to remind, like, oh yeah, you know, I'll make sure that I've done it and I've done it extra good or whatever it is that needed doing.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Right, what you got then for things that people do?
right. I don't have anything because I'm just
Oh,
hosting, but
it's just all on me.
yeah, it's all
I
on
looked
you.
into this wrong. Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna say a few more hellos because I noticed that Stephen Stahl's come in and Mandy and Lex has come in, and who else did I see? Ian's come in,
Nice.
a few others and things, but so basically I'm going to now put it over to the chat. They decide out of the three things that you've said, they're going to choose which one gets banished. So if you want to banish people who don't do what they say, type say, make it easier. If you want to banish um, putting dirty stuff in the dishwater, put dish. And if you want to banish not being respectful, put respect. So say, dish, or respect. And then they will put their things in the side chat and disrespectful washing
What are
up.
we saying, chat? What are we saying? I know we'd like to get rid of all of them. I know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we can't. It's impossible. We can only change the world one step at a time. Which ones are going to be first? We are sitting around the round table making big
So we've
decisions.
got 2 for dish, 3 for respect. So far. 4 for respect, 5 for respect, 6 for respect, 7 for respect,
Oh,
and 4 for dish now. I think it's going to be the respect bit, isn't it?
I thought it would
People,
be this community because this community seems very, very, very respectful from what I've
yeah.
seen and heard from within. And yeah, it's
I
just
think Ian singing RSPCET, whatever you call
don't
it.
know what it
Hi,
did.
Rebecca. Yeah,
Weird. I was thinking of the Ali G movie, Receptor. It's something like that. That's what he says. Yeah.
right. So that is gone. People
Stronsky.
were not respectful. Okay. So second category is food.
So again, I've been a bit broad with these. I'm starting to think that I should have honed in on just one in particular thing, which I can do. I can try and change it last minute, but I've just put, and again, I eat this, right? But anything processed, because it's only been the last few years that I've really found out about what sort of foods are processed. And look, I'm going to be real here, it's pretty much everything that we can get our hands on, which is like, it's a madness. But it's, yeah, anything processed in that. And I mean, I'd love to be able to say that I can afford to go to the butchers and go to the organic places and all that stuff. I can't. So we're in a catch-22 thing. But if I could banish it, it never existed. I think that our health would be so much more better. I do. I really do.
True.
Second thing, anything sort of mass factory farmed, and I get it. I get it. And again, this is something, again, it's leading on to sort of like bigger, sort of deeper things, which it shouldn't be that. It's light-hearted. But I watched something the other day on TV. It was actually a little while back now. And it's like some of these chickens and that, and I eat a lot of meat, and I still do. I'm guilty of it. I still do. But I'd love it to be able to have been naturally farmed rather than sort of, you know, big farm. So
Yeah.
we've got the processed food. We've got the, I don't know what you call it. Like, is it mass factory farmed or something? Animals?
I
Where they
guess
put
so.
horrible
It's
sort
like
of,
the battery chicken, like
yeah, in really
the
rubbish conditions and all that sort of stuff. The next thing is like fake foods. So fake foods, and there's a few different fake foods out there. There's things that like fake meats, for example. Like if you're gonna go meat free, just have meat free. These sausage roll things, it's fake. It's not real. What is it? I don't know. I'm not a bloody scientist, but it's not flipping natural, whatever it is. Also, the things that are made to think that they're healthy, but they're actually not. So, like, you know, when you get like, and I eat these all the time, like, but this is why I want them banished, because even though I know they're
I
bad.
hope you mean eating food.
Yeah, well, you know, like all they do is they stick protein on the label, right? It could be a nutty bar,
Yeah.
it could be like an Alpen thing or whatever. It's made to seem like it's really, really healthy, but if you break it
Yeah.
down, it's not. It's actually not. It's not at all. But yeah, it's a quick fix. It's really bad for you. And just for anything that's made to think that it's healthy, but it's not, I suppose. But other
So
than that,
anything that kind of says protein, low fat.
just yeah. Like I don't know. It's just it's false. It's just basically fake, or the fake meats. Like so, they're just fake foods in general. But yeah, that's exactly the sort of stuff. And again, I
Fake meat that's made from lips and arseholes. Oh, lovely.
I tried to think of a single dish or food, and the only thing I could think of to whack in as a single answer, and I don't want to put it in there because I'm going to give them a go again, but it was olives, because I love food. I just eat anything. I know, I get that. That's what I mean. I couldn't care if they did get banished, but I know so my colleague, he brings in a lot. Sarah eats a lot. My stepdad eats a lot, and I've worked out that there's loads of different bloody sorts, isn't there? Different colours.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them another go before I banish them in the bin. Just go with fake foods, yeah. So we've got the anything processed, anything mass factory farmed, or fake foods. And again, I know I forgot that this was meant to be light-hearted. I didn't really realise until I read back the message from Amy, and she told me. But we are changing the world with this Banish bin. We are moving.
Changing the world, right? Okay, so I totally agree with you on the mass factory farming thing. I think, you know, like, why can't they all be free range? I know it's more expensive. And maybe it's a thing at the minute, especially with cost, you know what I mean? Yeah. For everything, the price of getting your supermarket groceries now is ridiculous in compared to what it was a couple of years ago, type of thing. So yeah, but it would be nice in an ideal world that we could banish all sort of battery farming in it, and the animals got like a decent life before they were used for food. Do you know what I mean? As for like the fake stuff, I totally agree. The protein bars, low sugar bars, low fat bars, they're all, and none of them taste that good. Do you know what I mean?
No. It's
none of them.
I read what's in the ingredients and that, and it's like, and again, I'm not an expert in any of this. And if I actually dug into it and done research, you know what? Some of these extracts or some of these flavors or whatever that word is, whatever they are, they might be beneficial, but I don't think that they will be. Again,
no, food companies don't look on it as beneficial now. It's the only benefit for them is that they sell it and that it gives them money. And obviously the food processing, as hard as this is going to be, right, I'm going to have to save it because I'm in a situation where I can't actually physically go and cook stuff. Well, I could with help from someone if I was in the wheelchair and whatever. So I do have like microwave meals and things like that I have to have because of the situation. Ideally, I would like it not to be, but for that reason, I am going to save it just for that reason. And I assume there's other people in that situation. So what we'll do is
what I should have said, Lainey. What I should have said is, you know, processed foods that are not made to look like they're going to be like you can get in like Asda or Sainsbury's or any one of them supermarkets. You get the different types of ham. You get the cheap option. Then you can pay top dollar for what looks like pure cuts of ham, but that's not. It's still processed. It just looks nicer.
It
looks things like that. But we'll keep it because again, there's going to be people in that situation that need it. So, and look, my kids and me and Sarah, we eat it. 95% of the population relies on it.
Like, I suppose it does. And the thing is, if it wasn't there, we'd have no choice then, I guess. There is that, you know what I mean? But yeah, as Dodo was saying, reformed meat is gross. It is.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word I was looking for. The
Yeah,
reform.
reform meat. Yeah.
Mm.
What was it reformed from? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What happened to the other band members? We reformed. Okay, so people in the chat, I've saved processed food just for the reasons I'd said. If you want to banish, so factory farming, the what is it? Battery farming. That's the
I
word.
don't know. Something like
Battery
that.
farming and type battery, and if you want to banish sort of fake products in types of like that say there's something they aren't, or that add stuff to it. For instance,
Or fake meats, just fake foods. It's like, why
fake
say
food.
it's something it's not, or try to be something it's not? It's
Yeah,
different.
whether that is adding
Yeah,
something
just,
to a protein bar or reforming some ham, I guess that would work in both situations.
yeah.
So, if you want to type in either battery for banishing battery farming or fake for the fake foods, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll see what they say.
Chicken is foul.
Yeah, intensive farming shouldn't be a thing anymore. For sure. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fake boobs.
Yep. Fake food. It is. So I'll just put a circle around that. Okay, moving on to the next category, which is celebrities. So this is the one you struggled with, wasn't it? You said.
Well, yeah. I think all of them. When I look at them, I look at this as almost like a bit of homework, a test, because I don't know whether or not. I'd never played it or never done it. I was looking into it, but I just think my answers are pretty. I'm looking at them now. I'm thinking, what the hell have I put? I've done this a few days ago. I should have maybe looked at it a bit before. But what are we on celebrities? Yeah, I did.
It's just
Yeah,
your thought.
with the celebrity one, I did say like, because Sarah said to me like, you must have someone that just comes to your head that you just put in the banish bin. I'm like, not that I can think of, like literally not. And I'll probably see a video the minute this stops, this finishes. I guarantee I see a video, because she said I see videos pop up on my phone all the time. People that annoy me, just put them in a banish bin. So I didn't think of anyone. I thought, I don't know them. I've heard that some celebrities are idiots, but I've had no encounter with them. So what I did put down, and boo me if you want. I just I said, that's their ways, and I do know that's a bit deep. That's dark. I was joking on that one. I hate the fact that I was going to put this a bit broad, but it's just celebrities in general being the trendsetters, and almost like, apart from the school system, which does its best, I suppose, in the worst possible way, but they are who educate our youth. Do you know what I mean? And I don't like that. I don't like, so I've put down here, there's one that I'm not reading out, because I know that people like Rich, if he tunes in, he'll go, hey, don't get your tinfoil out and all that stuff. But there's some celebrities and things that are definitely, a bit darker than your average Joe. But it's, and I mean that from like
Just name them.
Demon point of view. Not joking. Being trendsetters, I put down as a celebrity thing, or just a whole celebrity status. So like,
So who is, like, in your opinion, a trendsetter that you think?
This is the thing. I don't know these days, because I don't really tune into it, so I can't. It's like people like Mason, my daughter Mia, for example, Sarah may even. There might even be times that I've done it in the past, but it could be like, all right, I use one experience. So like Logan Paul, for example, right?
Yeah.
The guy, he's obviously done amazing things. He's got a great following, rah. He's done bits. He's been up, downs, all around. But it's like when you've got someone like him and KSI, again, KSI has done amazing things, dropped out of school, done whatever he's done, whatever. They've made massive success, and they're in a position where, instead of just trying to reap as much benefits like these supermarkets, like you was talking about earlier, just trying to separate kids from their money, parents from their money, kids will look at these people as not just trendsetters, but as education. They almost are tutors. They are the mentors. They are what young people are listening to. And it's in general, it does my nut in, because they're so blinded by like actually. And then, it's not even just this. It's across the. I've got no other names. So there's this girl that Mia watches, and she comes down the other day and she goes, "Dad, can I have £19?" I'm like, "What do you want that for?" She's like, "I want to buy something." I'm like, "What is it?" She's like, "Just something from TikTok." I'm like, "What is it?" It's face products. She's like, "This girl I watch, she makes it." I'm like, "All right, let's have a look then." So I had a little look. And I'm like, "You do know that she's just selling this. She don't make this stuff." And she's like, "No, she does. Trust me, she makes it." So I went onto our TikTok for work, which has recently been monetized.
Yeah.
We've not got anything on our shop, but we can add products onto our shop if you wanted to. And I searched that stuff that Mia wanted to buy. And it's from China, right? And there's nothing wrong with getting things from China. Half the stuff we buy is from China. But what's wrong is this girl, this influencer, this celebrity status girl that's got thousands of followers is making out. She's making it. Do you know what I mean? So the whole celebrity realm.
Is she an influencer that does not do anything else in terms of like, she's not an actor promoting something. She's just someone who's become famous.
Probably. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know her name. That's what I mean. The only reason I know Logan Paul's and KSI is because they're as big as they are. And obviously I've watched many of their stuff when Mason was growing up watching it. I don't think
my son did watch them.
Yeah,
KSI drives me insane. His voice is way too loud.
It was infectious back in the day. It used to make me watch it more.
Not for me.
Now it's like too much. I can't handle it. But again, I've heard some dark stuff about all of them.
He brought out Prime, didn't he? That drink.
Yeah, that's on. That might be spoken about later on. You never know.
Yeah, mental. Anyway, so
if I were to summarize these, like I'd say, first one, all those that have lost their ways and are doing the work of the devil, right? Let's just be real, because even if you're not believing in that sort of nonsense, right? And this is for entertainment purposes only, but when you've got people that are as influential as them, and I'm not just going to say Logan and KSI, I'm not just going to say the one that Mia was watching or whatever, because there's hundreds and thousands of these people.
Yeah,
they're not all celebrities because they've done something like become, got a number one or got in the charts or painted this, they've just become influencers through stuff like what we do. Do you know what I mean? So, and again, celebrities are people. They're just people. But when you start selling stuff like Prime, without having really no education in what it is that you're putting down these kids' throats and that, all you're worried about is the hundreds of millions. You're the devil right now. You're working for the devil. Do you know what I mean? That's not a good approach. So all those that have lost their ways and doing work for the devil. Second one, being trendsetters, just celebrities being trendsetters. I hate trends. In fact, like I follow certain trends and I try not to, but I'll be wearing things. And the only reason I'll pick something and think it's nice is because I've probably seen it somewhere else. So I fall short of this one as well. But just defend that, just being them being the ones that our young'uns are looking up to, I suppose. So them celebrities being trendsetters, or just the whole celebrity status in general. So we've got three things: just celebrity status in general, celebrities being trendsetters, and then all those that have lost their ways and are doing sort of devilish things, like just to manipulate their populations and take more money when they don't need it. They don't need to be caning. Make money, that's fine, but don't rinse kids and probably sell them something. Again, comes into the fake food bit, the Prime, because it's supposed to be more healthier. When they started breaking it down and you had people look at it, it's like, you might as well defrost 25 ice pops, put them all into a cup and just neck it and then go beast mode. It's just stupid. So do you want me to say them once more? Because there's a bit of a madness them ones, wouldn't they? Just
No, I've got it. I've written down.
Like I don't know what you'd call that first one.
I've just wrote influencer, trendsetters, and celebrity status. That's what I've wrote.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, Lainey.
Stephen says, I only started crafting after Lainey influenced me to do it. That's lies, by the way. Neil, hello Neil. He said, do you mean like Fanny candles and jam? He's talking about Gwyneth Paltrow because she put the essence of her of a lady parts into a candle. Put it that way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very weird. Very weird.
Yeah, there's been a lot of weird stuff like that. There's people, yeah, you don't really
Yeah.
hear. I heard about that rapper. I can't remember. Mason was telling me this was months and months ago. Apparently, put a drop of his blood in these sneakers, these trainers that he designed, and there's a tiny bit of blood in the sole, and it had a little air bubble with you can see like a little.
That's just mental.
That's mad.
Okay, people. So I totally get what you're saying. Influencers who are selling things that they don't have a clue what is in it, they're just getting it for the money. So if you want to do that, put influencer. Trendsetters, people who, I don't know, start trends and it just gets too much, I suppose. The Kardashians are probably a big bit of that, aren't they?
Yeah.
So put trend. So influencers, trend, or celebrity status. I think that's just down to people who don't really deserve to have a celebrity status.
It's become such a thing. Like it used to be, and I don't now. I'm older. The whole Hollywood thing and celebrities and things like that. It doesn't appeal to me one bit. And you hear of a lot of celebrities that want to get out from being a celebrity. But the celebrity thing's gone. Like you say, anyone can really become a celebrity.
Like to me, like that's not celebrity, like David Attenborough, David Jason, people like them. Do you know what I mean? Like who've actually done stuff. Yeah.
I'm not taking it away from people that have done bit, got their own followers. That's great, but it's just that gives it because it's just madness, isn't it? It's like because it almost becomes like. When someone's labelled that, it's almost like, especially younger generations, it's almost like the things that then come out of that person's mouth for a large percent of certain areas that will influence so much. Do you know what I mean? Just from like someone that's like, done a couple of viral videos or something. I don't know. Never know. It's going to be us soon one day anyway, Lainey, and then like we'll be doing the same. We'll be selling like bottles of our piss and stuff. I'm joking. Family friendly channel. We won't be doing.
Anyone wants bottles of old piss. Hello, what's his name?
No, mine's coming out pretty clear now. I mean, I've just.
That looks really clear.
Just keep drinking more, and you'll keep
filtering it. Is that what you do? You just keep re-drinking it yourself.
Yeah.
What's his name? Bear Grylls. He boils his, doesn't he? And or whatever. Anyway, the side chat have spoken, and it's influencers that have been banished. So we'll just process around that. Anyway, next category is things people say.
Things people say. Right. So this one again has only been recent to me, and it's not people's fault that they say it, but I do want people to stop saying it if this video is right, because it's like it's true what this guy was saying, and it's like morning, right? Morning. I say it all the time. Morning. You could be good morning or just morning. People say morning, but if you actually think about what is morning, so someone passes away and you mourn, right? And it's like
but it has two meanings, and it's a different spelling, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how you spell it. You're still saying it the same.
Yeah, you say it the same.
Apparently, it can sort of like, it's just a negative word in some way. So I'm just like, every time someone says it to me, and again, this has only been recent. This has literally been like, I watched, how we fall, how we get influenced by these people we watch, right?
Yeah.
And this was a guy that I was influenced by, and he's like sitting there and he broke it down. It's like there was, don't get me wrong, he was talking about loads of different words, and he was looking at words in general, like spells.
Yeah.
If you imagine words and things that we say, you can ask Sarah about this. I often say, like, don't say that out loud. If you don't really want it to, just don't try not to think about it. But and that stemmed from me, and this is crazy, from Harry Potter, right? When Mason used to watch Harry Potter, I watched it with him as a kid when he was a kid. And he who shall not be named. And it's like it weren't then that I started to think that way, but that's when I started to think like that's actually how I sort of try to live my life. If I don't want to, I try to not to surround myself in stuff like that. People start talking about things that are going to make me feel a bit. I don't want to listen. Do you know what I mean? I tune out. So yeah, what this guy was saying, it rang true to me as well. And I'm thinking, right, we do say it in general. Like a lot of people are depressed these days. I know it's been said for years. but actually morning, or just it's just that. So yeah, so I'll just put that in the banish bin. I think we should have something better than that. I think we should say, look, good day, mate.
I suppose it depends where you live as well.
Morning. You could have like different accents. You could hear different accents and that, and it depends where you are, because some people might not even say it. But yeah, definitely look into if you're into that sort of stuff and you want to be have your mind. There is some. I can't think it's on Netflix. There's this guy that I was watching. He linked it to a Netflix thing that he watched. It's to do with numbers and words, and it's about talks about how they were sort of spells and bind us to who we are and what we do and how we feel and all that sort of stuff. And I've done a lot of training on protective behaviors, which is like trying to retrain how we speak to young people and kids as parents. Sort of like if you was to call like a young person or a kid, young kid, toddler, like you little shit, and you kept calling him you little all his life, that's gonna have a massive impact on him mentally. So the words are powerful, right? So we know that.
Definitely.
So maybe there is some truth in it. But yeah, get morning in there. I want to get that in the banish bin. I want something better.
Right.
I want like, good day, mate.
Next one.
I don't want you all right, mate. I want good day, mate. Or
that's like that's Australian. Good day, mate.
I don't care. I don't care. Just do it. It has to be in an Australian accent. If
you got Australian blood somewhere?
No, I haven't actually. But you're all right, mate, or you all right. It doesn't have to have mate on it. You're all right. But then not just because I don't want people to ask if I'm all right. Hear me out. We're walking down the street. I'm walking down the street, and you're walking past, and you walk past every morning, and then you go to me, "You're right," and I go, "Yeah." And before I can say, "Yeah, how are you doing?" All right, you've just carried on walking. You know what I mean? Don't say it or don't ask it if you don't want to listen to an actual response. So just nod your head. Give a little flutter of your eyelids if you want, or don't do anything. But don't be like, "You're right," and be like, "I know you're not always. You don't. Not everyone wants a reply. Not everyone wants to sit and have a chat.
True.
It's a question in itself, and we often ask people to like be more open and honest and know how they're feeling. And like there has been times when I've genuinely someone said, "You're right, mate. How's it going?" And I'm like, "Yeah, not too bad. How you doing? You right?" And then look around, they're not even there. They're gone. Just carried on walking down the alley. I'm like, "Well, yeah." Anyway, so there's that one. And the next one.
What's your next one?
Tinfoil hat. Get your tinfoil hat on. Rich, you know it's you. No, it's not just him. Everyone says it. And it just annoys me, especially the world that we're living in now. And I don't lose my way with conspiracies. I know a lot of them are merely entertainment, and there's some that get blown out of water, but I find them interesting. Now,
what does get your tinfoil hat on mean? Like, as in,
it's basically any time somebody like myself will talk about something that goes against the grain, goes against maybe what we're being told by certain people, or what's potentially on the cards to happen, or maybe happened in a different way than what was told, whether it be right or wrong, it's an awesome conversation. Sometimes some people don't like it, but I watch a lot of podcasts when I get time. I listen to a lot of podcasts when I get a bit of time. Nowhere near as many as some people, but if it's interesting, I'll listen, watch, whatever. And it raises questions, and there's a lot of conversation. But as minute people like me, people that I work with, and other people that are into this or like to talk about it, anytime someone says it, it's like, go and get your tinfoil out on, and no one wants to listen. Not everybody, but it seems like there's more people that are not willing.
So it's like,
and it's just annoying.
Conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, conspiracy stuff. Just the saying though, get your tinfoil hat on, like, because I've always got it on. It's under here, Lainey. So basically, what I do, look, peel this out here, and on here is a bit of an. I'm joking. But no, this is because I bought a cheap hat from Camden Market, and the little spikes on the embroidery spike my head.
So in America, would that be get your aluminum foil hat on?
Yeah, probably.
Sounds a bit weirder, doesn't it?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. And your third category?
That's it. I think that was fair enough. I'm sure. So they were saying morning. There's just the word morning. Just the word morning. Meaning good morning. Like, because I think, and that the term, like, just morning and evening. So like morning, it being morning. I think just the whole thing. It's just a day. It's just a day. You got the night.
Yeah.
Day, night. Scrap the morning. Never should be a thing. You got day. You got night. It's always been that way. Like hundreds of years. Day, night, morning. When did it come into play? Good morning. No, get rid of it. You're right, mate. Or asking if you're right. The second one was right.
So then you've got that one. Then you've got the tinfoil hat. What's your next one for this?
The other one was, are you all right? And then not respond, then not hang
around. Sorry. Are you
for the answer. So it's almost like a scenario when you're just walking past, or it could be someone on a regular or whatever, but it's asking a question but not being there to listen to the answer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put down for
that. Stephen says, well, I'll be saying morning before we're finished. He just wants his time to be broken because he's the one who's done the longest Banish bin, you see. So he just wants you to now take over that title. That's
I did say to Elaine, didn't I? I was like, look, I like to
if I waffle too much,
you tell me to shut up.
Okay, so I'm going to go through these. Are you all right with no reply? There's two ways to look at that. Is that people just sometimes go, you all right? And then you go, you all right? And you just walk on because it's just more of a hello than it is a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the tinfoil thing, I didn't get that. It's a bit weird, but I don't see the point. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Either listen or didn't listen.
Like, you imagine if you was interested or intrigued or curious about something, and you just brought it up, but every time you brought something that you was interested or curious about, because people look at conspiracies as all being one thing. There's hundreds of thousands of them, right? There's loads. They're conspiracies because they're things that have not been proven, right? But so there could be a lot of different interests from different people. I get that, and not everything's everyone's cup of tea. But you imagine being like really into something, like poetry, for example, right? That you are, and then you imagine every time you went to go and talk to someone about poetry, you said, go and get me my nightcap. Oh, you know, something like that.
To be honest, that does happen. People are not that hard.
It just frustrates me. It's like, have a conversation, just. Bloody hell, if you don't like it after we've had the conversation, say, right, fair enough, you just wasted 5 minutes of my life. You know what I mean? Give it time. Ask questions.
And the last one I'm actually going to save. So I'm going to save your morning because I want to have mornings. I go to the park and stuff, and people say good morning, and I say good morning, and it's just nice, you know what I mean? But not in the negative. Obviously, we're not doing it in the sense of being in mourning for someone, because to be honest, you don't hear of that so much now. It's something like that was said in like the 1800s, wasn't it, where women would wear like black.
That's where I originated from.
Yeah, the black dresses and be in mourning, and they'd have to be in black for a year or whatever it is. But things aren't like that now, and I like the word mourning. I think we're lucky to see the morning if we wake up another day. So I'm going to keep it for that reason. And then I'll
know this, Lainey. Know this. When you are walking down the park tomorrow, when you're down the park tomorrow, you're not going to say morning, because I'm going to do some Darren Brown stuff on you now. You're going to say, "G'day, mate." If you text me tomorrow, be like, "You're a dick."
If I'm walking down the park tomorrow, Max, I'll be like coming to find you to work out how on earth you've got my legs to move again, because I haven't walked for about 4 years. So if I'm walking down the park, I will come find you. And I'll believe in anything that you say. Anything. Anyway, right. So, people in the chat, if you want to banish the scene, get your tinfoil hat. Just put tin. We'll go with that. And if you want to banish, are you all right, but with no reply?
Do you know what? I've actually think sorry about this, Lainey, but I actually think I was looking at this one. I think I actually meant a different reason, because I've actually got down here, "You all right, mate?" And I think I originally put that down. Like I say, this was a couple of days ago, because I don't like what I said. Like when people say you're right, but then you go to say something, that's only happened like once or twice. And you reminded me, most people, it's autopilot. Most people say it. You're right, mate. You're right, mate. It was the fact that the mates added on the end, when in fact, most of the people that say it to you, you don't even know them. And I do it. I don't know. And I've actually had someone say to me, ain't you, mate? And I'm like, oh, all right, mate. And I said it again. And he's like, you're taking the piss. I'm like, no, mate, I'm not. Sorry. No. But you know what I mean? So maybe it was like, you all right, mate, but not being your mate. So just some, it's a bit weird.
Using it when you're not.
Yeah, I think that's more like where that stemmed from.
So we'll change it to, if you want to banish tin foil hat, put tin.
Foil
and if you want to banish, are you all right, mate? When you're not the mate, just put mate.
Yeah.
So tin or mate, and we'll see what the chat decides. Chris says, "I say, are you okay, old boy?"
Old boy.
That's all right if you're talking to like Ian or something. So we've got 2 for tin, 2 for mate. We'll see what happens. 3 for mate.
That guy with the language that's breaking down the language, mate. Like mate is like, mate is a mate that you mate.
Yeah. Also, I don't think it's like, not that I'm being like whatever, but I don't think it's a nice thing to say to a woman. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you all right, mate? Like, it's just a bit odd.
Yeah, I've said worse. I went through a phase of saying all to everybody, didn't matter, male, female, older, younger, didn't matter. I'd be like, right, Bruce, every single person. Just Bruce. I don't know. I don't even know, Bruce. It was just happening. And the thing is, it washed. People started to like my mate that I was plastering with at the time. We worked together for about 3-4 years, I think it was in the end. He started saying it, but not just that. We got in the habit of speaking like farmers as well. And I'd come home and I'd be like, "You all right?" And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. Just got back from an ID at work." And she's like, "Why are you talking like that?" I'm like, and it just kept on happening because we was doing it so much. It's not a good thing to do. I'm so glad I'm not plastering no more, because when you're your own boss. What do we got?
Mate, I think, went on that one.
Mate, okay.
Max has a touch of the down unders.
Had a what?
A touch of the down unders.
I did.
Australia is down under, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got a touch of them.
I come from a land down under.
All them.
Tune.
Okay, next category is fashion.
Fashion. So, already spoke about trends. I'm just going to say trends in general. And again, I've fallen sucker to it, still do. And again, we are manipulated into believing that this is the thing that we should buy and blah, 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 blah. But just trends in general, just the fashion trends, because they always come back round anyway. And it's like, again, I was thinking about my kids a lot of the times, because you forget about it as you get older. You're not worried as much, are you? You don't really care. There's times I go out, the kids like, "Are you big, Dad? You can't. You haven't even done your hair. Like, it's all over. Yeah. I've got out of bed." You know what I mean? But they're so bothered about how they look or what they've got on and brands. And so I just think like trends. I think trends in general for fashion. So I just think fashion trends. I think just madness. Just everyone should just be happy doing what they want. Again, you could fall into categories and shit, but the pressure.
You're just like following the trends, kind of being a sort of
being chic, I suppose. But then fashion, next one would be the price of it. So people fall into it, and we like to look good and feel good. And, you know, if it makes us feel those things, then we're going to fall into that trap anyway. And most of the population does. So, but the prices of it, again, we're looking at like things that could be a lot cheaper, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got other, whatever. It's just prices.
So in terms of that, are you talking about like the fashion trends and the brands rather than like, because
I'll tell you. So the first one will be trends in general, just trends, just fashion trends. The second one is the price of brands. That's where I was leading to. That one, just because fashion ends up being branded, doesn't it? A lot of the time, not always. Not when you're thrifters like us. Like, doesn't matter. A bit of bit of Primani can come in handy. A bit of, what's the other one? Where do we go? TK Maxx, that's another one, but it's quite expensive now. But then the pressures, so the pressures of the fashions, again, I'm speaking of the kids. Yeah, but it all links together. That's like one answer, really, isn't it? It's not that great. But
well, it's all part of the same thing, yes. But I remember being young and having pressure to have the right things, the right clothes, the right fashion to fit in. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I wish back then I just had the what's it called, just to be what I want and do what I like. But people take them. I'm going to say take the mick out of you for that.
Yeah, it's savage. I mean, it's a savage realm. The educate school system, like school setting, colleges, some workplaces can be as well, but can be savage, and that's why we end up putting up with them social barriers, don't we? But when you've got kids and stuff and young'uns, and if you've had your own experiences in it, when you realise the pressures that some families, some kids are under because of it, do you know what I mean? Whether that is the price, whether that is, you know, changing their whole appearance because of everybody else and the pressures within, So trends in general, the price of brands, and then pressures within fashion.
Yeah. So I agree. Like I said, it's all, you know, the changes so much. So the constant amount of clothing that's made is one thing, which is ridiculous. As you said, being a thrifter or going around charity shops or car boots or whatever, you can get all sorts of things. And then the price, which is ridiculous, especially when you look at like North Face or anything like that, where it becomes ridiculous because and kids want it because they want to fit in with our friends and whatever, and not all families can afford that sort of stuff, which leads to the pressure. So I will put them all in to the chat to decide. So
they're in the chat.
If you want to banish fashion trends, type trends. If you want to banish the price of the clothing, type price. If you want to banish the pressure of it, type pressure. And we'll go with that.
Caps and beards, and then we've got a hillbilly, Hackney hillbilly. I like that. Not Hackney though. Nothing wrong with Hackney, but no. Men with ponytails. Oh no. Yeah, I've not got a ponytail. I've got a bit of a man bun though. Oh, that might be in a ponytail now. It's not. It's not. It's bloody long enough to be though.
All three.
Ding, 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 ding. We've got the pressure, price, all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? It's
I mean, they're all in the same category, but I suppose if the trends weren't there, that would lower the price, I guess.
They all sort of link up, really, because celebrities formulate the trend.
What we got? Trend, price, pressure, price, trends. I think it's trends. It's took that one. So we'll put it there.
Do you know what trend is coming back, ladies and gents? I'll say it now. Probably you already know this anyway. But hipsters, so the flares.
The what?
My son has asked for a pair of flared jeans. Don't get it twisted. They're not massive flares, but they are not boot cut. They're not skinny leg. They're not tight
Just
fit.
at the bottom.
Flares coming back. How? This is what I'm saying. How mad? How mad?
Yeah.
And the thing is, if I'd have told him about flares, right, like my dad, because he used to wear flares. If my dad would have said, "Hey, mate, look at his photo," to be fair,
always comes back around, just slightly different, isn't it?
But they wouldn't have listened.
Ian says, I was walking down the road the other day and a woman shouted a clothing brand at me, fat face. It's terrible. Terrible, Ian.
There's a shop though, isn't there? Fat face. What's it? Where did I see that? Was that Corn? I was talking about this the other day because there's one like Willie's or something, Fat Willie's. There's Fat Face. There's something like that. Yeah, it's another surfing sort of skateboarding. It's
all right.
Sort of shops, but it's where were we? Birmingham.
What we call loons in your day? What, the bell bottoms? Bell bottoms.
Called loons.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that because there's flares, bell
About
bottoms.
linen. Get
They're
them
all
out.
the same thing, aren't they? So,
Linen's got
oh
some.
yeah, Fat Willie's Surf Shack. Be
Yeah,
seeing.
yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next category, we have got songs.
All right. So, some of you may not know. None of you will know this. None of you will know this. But
Okay.
if I could, I would put them in the Banish bin because they keep getting brought up over the years. A year will go past, they get brought up. Another year will go past, they get brought up. It's only a matter of time before one of these CDs is found. But my songs, I made songs about 10 years ago.
You want to banish your own songs?
Yeah, because they don't need to be anywhere, right? This was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, maybe. Me, my sister's ex, but it's the father to her son, my nephew. Seen him in some of the videos. Me, him, and another guy, Ash, we got together and had a little link up, and I sort of turned a shed into a little studio, and we thought we was gonna, make it big at one time, and we was making music. But what we was really doing was going in there, getting real wavy, not coming out until the sort of sun went down, and then waking up in the morning, listening back to what was usually a car crash. But at the time, it sounded amazing. But any of my songs that are floating about, I've got rid of every single one that I can sort of get my hands on, and there's none really floating about. But if I could banish whatever is floating about out there, because my nan's apparently got one, Sarah reckons she knows where one is. But then my songs, and then next one I've got. I said it's not really. This is again. I've not give a single song because I love a lot of music and I respect most musicians. I just think music makes the world go round. But if I had to put like a category of music, dribble rap or mumble crap, whatever you call it, you know, like this, what these kids are listening to 9 times out of 10, no lyrical content, a whole lot of BS. Again, influencing young people to believe that this is the way forward and that, but you can't really understand what they're saying anyway. You just have to go along with what you see visually, which is a load of rubbish. But I think they call it mumble rap or dribble rap. I don't know, but that's what I call it. That's what I think. I've heard it be called that before.
Heard of it.
But yeah, it's just this. It's just just rubbish. Just you look at any old rap or any, not just rap in general, but any musician or any artist. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, music tells stories. You can relate to it. But when you look at this, it's not even trap. It's not trap because some of that trap music has good lyrics and has great sort of lyrical content. Not great, but some lyrical content. But yeah, I'm sure it's called dribble rap. And then I put like the sped up songs. So because we've been listening to a lot of music at work for the bungee, there's like just albums or just albums and playlists of just like, it pretty much sounds like the Chipmunks. Like, I don't mind the Chipmunks movie. I don't mind it. I'm not against the Chipmunks, but you've basically just took all the dance tracks that are bangers anyway, and you've sped them up to like whatever BPM to make them sound like really high pitched and stuff. And again, these young'uns that are listening to them because they're on all over TikTok as well, so they believe that that's the original song. It's like, no, that is just sped up. That's not the song. Like, this is, you know what I mean? So it's just dribble rap is one of them. My songs is another one. And then any sped up, you know, like the sped up chipmunky versions of songs. And it's not kids' purpose. This is like workout playlists and stuff. These are actual albums of. So there's a name for it. Someone in the chat might know. Let me have a quick look. Hold on. If I go to Amazon Music, loads of other platforms available. Let me just go to home playlists. Let's have a look. There's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called. Dismiss. What are you doing? Yes, no, it's not going to come up now that I'm looking for it. Playlists. No. Anyway, there was the 3. Did you get them down?
Yes. All right. So I will let the chat decide. I've never heard of this mumble rap or whatever, but I'm sure
you would have heard songs. They play it all over the radio and stuff. It's basically any sort of rap, just nonsense, and there's nothing in the song whatsoever that me, you, or anyone else couldn't do if they just had a bit of auto tune and a few effects. Do you know what I mean? There's no,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
So, people, if you want to banish sped up songs, type speed. If you want to banish mumble rap, type rap.
Mumble rap or dribble crap. That's what you can call
crap,
it.
yeah. Type rap. And if you want to banish Max's songs, type Max. There you go. So Max, rap, or speed. There you go.
I didn't. I said I knew what I was letting myself in for when I came on this, but I actually, honestly, I don't remember much. When I do remember some things, but I don't remember lots that I take in. And I knew that I had to banish them, but I wasn't aware. I forgot. Well, I was aware, but I forgot that they would also banish them. They're not going to banish mine. They heard them. They know.
Yeah. So basically, you get to choose 3, and the one that they pick is the one that's banished.
Yeah.
You've got to live with the rest, unfortunately.
I can't find it. This is mental. So every time I normally go into work, it comes up because you go through workouts and you've got like different BPMs. Why isn't it coming up? But yeah, there's a name for it. It's not RDM. No, that's something else.
So it's the people who've decided on the mumble crap dribble.
Yeah, they know what I'm on about. They know what I'm on about.
Yeah.
It's a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
It's a load of rubbish.
Okay. So the next category is drinks.
Sped up songs. No, they are actually just called sped up songs. Oh, dear. These are all songs that we know. Like, these are just songs, and there's playlists. I've found them now because I'm in the workout, and when you go to different BPMs, home gym workout, dance workout, they're in all of them. Crazy. So what did they do? They've done the rap. Good. Yes. Get rid of it. It's starting to fizz out anyway, and a load more sort of decent artists are actually coming through that can speak clearly and rap clearly. Yeah.
Okay. So the next category is drinks.
Here we go. Drinks. So I'm going to just say Coca-Cola. I'll put anything fizzy. I like lemonade. I have that every now and then, but I grew up having fizzy drinks. I had a lot of them growing up and stuff, but I now know the dangers of them. So I would put anything fizzy in the banish bin, but I know people ain't going to go for that. So Coca-Cola, and any Coca-Cola, they can say that it's got no sugar. They can say it's got nothing else. But again, that's a fake product claiming that it's not doing you any harm, when in matter of fact, like Sarah drinks a can. She'd actually done it for a couple of days, but I'm not even joking. She'll admit this as well. Like, most dinners, she'll have a can of Coke, and it kills me every time that I see a dinner. I'm like, just fucking have a bit of water or something. Like, they don't need to be. Yeah, it's not good for you, man. So we'll put Coca-Cola in there. Energy drinks. Now I can't just pick one. I'm just going to say all energy drinks. Like,
energy drink.
Just they're a madness, like, they're stupid. And then last but not least, but it is least in my opinion, is Prime. And I've got about 15 bottles of Prime somewhere in this house, and I'm going to set them up in the garden when it's next hot, and I'm going to shoot the shiznick out of them with them air rifles we got from the boot sale, because they're not drinking them. My dad kept bringing them round over the weeks, and I was just hiding them in the cupboard. I could have sold them online for like a hell of money when they would first come out. But Mason tried it, but mate, no chance, not a chance, not no more. So yeah, Prime, energy drinks, or I did put anything fizzy, but can't do that because I do like a bit of lemonade, and I like a bit of if I had a Chinese takeaway, I would definitely steal half of Sarah's Coke at the end. If she's got a bit there, I'm necking that, because I think the two. That greasy food, just wash it down with a bit of calm. Don't get me wrong, there's a good sensation right there, but let's be real about it. Let's just get rid of it. The company started off originally putting cocaine plants in that stuff. So you really think our health is at the forefront of their agenda? Yes, they've taken sugar is more dangerous and more addictive than cocaine, right? And apparently they've taken that out now. So what have they put in replacement to that? They put something else in there to make it addictive. So yeah, Coca-Cola, all energy drinks, or Prime.
Okie dokie. I totally agree with you on the energy drinks and Prime, but I'm going to save Coca-Cola.
I knew you would like it.
I know.
Sharon,
But,
I'm surprised
well,
that it
actually,
was
I
around,
do like the odd can of cherry Coke now and then, just the odd one. So I'm saving it for that reason. But I absolutely hate energy drinks and that prime shite that is a waste of money.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'll leave it for the chat to decide. If you want to banish energy drinks, type energy. And if you want to banish prime,
I think
type
prime is an energy
prime.
drink. Someone said
Yeah,
that.
but isn't it meant to be like healthier or
Well,
something?
this is the thing. They've got the bottles and stuff which weren't meant to be energy drinks. It's only meant to be the cans that are energy drinks. But people have looked at the actual bottle drinks and gone, there's that much sugars in there, although they claim there's not, or there's that much of E numbers. There's enough energy in that to flipping.
Yeah, everyone's get energy drink.
Talking of all drinks and water and stuff, I've got to go and fill this water back up because it's time. So I'm going to go quickly recycle some urine into this bottle so I can have a drink for the second half of the show. I'm joking. Give me a minute.
1 minute, no bother. Okay, so what are people deciding? Energy drinks. Yeah, energy drinks is definitely gone. Get rid of energy drink as prime is on the decline. My son drinks the Monsters and they actually look like piss, essentially. You know what I mean? But yeah, turn off your mic, PG. Ban the energy drinks and you'll ban the speeded up music.
It's a full bottle.
You got a fresh one.
Fresh one.
I've just got chemical pop because I'm,
Well,
I don't mind drinking water from the tap as long as it's cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it depends different areas though, isn't it? Some areas have got clear water, some haven't. Like where my mum lives.
Yeah, it's really quite nice here, I think.
Yeah, it's murky.
Anyway, so you've got one category left, which is random mix. So you can pick anything.
So again, a lot of these answers, because like I was answering it all together at the same time. I think I got them all together. They are sort of linked in some way, but so the random mix, social media scammers, but this does link into influencer scammers. Instead of social media scammers, we'll put influencer scammers. And again, man like Logan Paul, KSI, there's been loads. They're two of another 1,000. That CoffeeZilla, if you haven't seen his content, there's a guy, I ain't seen him for ages, but he puts out some wicked content and he sort of highlights some of this.
Like Mr. Beast or whatever his name is.
He's not as big as Mr. Beast, but he's probably done videos on him and on his stuff. But he's done a whole series on Logan and others where they've literally scammed their followers out of hundreds of thousands of pounds. But that is the tip of sort of the younger generation. But then you've got like people that are online that are potentially scamming younger, like it might be a different genre, a different niche. It could be like, I don't know, like them beauty products, or it could be some old person online that get a message and they're like boom, 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 and before you know it, that elderly person's just been rinsed of 7, 8. It happened to my nan, man. So there's so many different scammers out there, but I think if we just keep it to sort of the influencer scammers, because whether they mean to do it or not, some of these influencers that have been caught out may not have known at the beginning that it was a scam, for example, but still they've taken on a job or taken on a contract and taken a lot of money as a payment to advertise something that they ain't done their due diligence on, or they ain't really they don't really know nothing about it, and they're pushing it. So it's a scam, and it turns out to be a scam. Social media scammers. The next one I'm going to put in, this is deep, people. Get your tinfoil hats ready. No, but being enslaved by our devices. And I don't care what you are saying.
Enslaved by your device.
I know for a fact the last thing you look at before you go to bed and the first thing you look at when you wake up is this device. And I know that for 9 times out of 10 of us, so that we will not leave a room without taking this with us. And I'm part of it, right? I'm falling trapped to it. And I hate to see my kids like it, but I'm the same. Do you know what I mean? But if I could banish how
banish it all together, or limit it?
how dependent we have become on these. So you can either look at it in 2 ways: being enslaved by our devices, or being dependent on our devices. Because I feel like we are, as a race now. I think like it's like losing a limb, isn't it? When you've lost it or misplaced it, or you don't, or I don't know. It's just that's my experience anyway. That feeling of not having it, you almost feel like part of you is not there, because actually, in matter of fact, it's not. This is actually becoming more of us than what we are, which is a madness. It's a madness. And I can't even say nothing, because 9 times out of 10, I've got that in my hand when I'm taking these little clips. I'm forever on it. Do you know what I mean? And it might not just be for editing. It could be for like these videos that influence me into doing something else. And but slave to our devices, or dependent on them, or whatever way you want to look at it. And the other thing I'd like to banish is the education system. I'd like to banish it. I'd like to literally chuck it in the bin, because it's been, and I shouldn't really say this considering my line of work, and it could affect me moving forward. But you know what? I couldn't actually give a I couldn't, because even if I love my job and doing that sort of stuff, but we've got loads of bits that we do at my work. If I could, I would literally pick it up, screw it into a bowl, chuck it into the bin. Because, and again, there's many people that spoke about this already, but it hasn't changed. We look at what these devices can do, we look at what we can do, and we look at what technology can do, but we still look at the same educational system that's been taught for hundreds of years. Like, there's no other reason to why we are taught what we are taught, other than to keep us the way that we are, or the way that they want us to be. And that is deep as you want it to be. And this is when most people will say, oh yeah, get your tinfoil hat on. But no, actually look at it. It's not changed since we went there. And they might change it ever so slightly. There might be more support for people with additional needs, and I can vouch for that. Give them that.
The curriculum is just the same as it's always.
What they are being taught is wrong. Like, and I'm not even saying it's false. It might be false. I don't know, because it's only what we've been taught. How do we know if it's true or false? Why not have an educational system where, on the first few years of school, lower, whilst you're at lower and middle, or just the lower part of your school life, that is the time when the tutors are working with you and others in ways that can give them ideas of what you are and how you are becoming, and what your best ways of practice or learning are, whether that's visual, kinesthetic, or auditory, or whatever it is. But then also look at what their passions and interests are. And if this guy loves Lego and he's building blocks and he's doing a madness, he might actually be a decent architect, Then start pushing him maybe into that. Do you know what I mean? Actually think about that person, because within every bloody classroom, there is like so many differences, and there's it doesn't matter whether people can read or write. Then people that can't read or write could still be amazing at like fixing an engine, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So being in the educational system, I've got to say, chat, if you don't help me out on this one, mate, I'm running for president. I'm joking. We're going to do it, but it'll never happen.
We're in America. We don't have a president.
We don't, do we? We don't.
Right. So on your 3 things, I totally agree with you on the social media scammers, like, just banish them, whatever. The enslaved by our phones, and not just our phones, laptops, iPads, whatever. Devices, I mean, it's a great thing for lots of reasons. You know what I mean? Being able to talk to people in different parts of the world, country, etc. But it is something that you can get sucked into, to the point that you do nothing else, and that's all you do. Pick up, you live in your phone. You don't speak to the people that are around you anymore. But so in that sense, I agree with you to a point, but not to get rid of it completely. I would just like it to be a sort of maybe a limited thing that you could do, especially with kids, because they don't know how to talk to each other anymore. It's all texting, you know, that sort of thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if you got them to like put two kids in a room that don't really socialize, and you ask them to have a conversation. They'd probably just still do that with their hands.
Do it with the phone, totally, yeah. And then coming on to the education system, it hasn't changed. The curriculum is ridiculous. And when my son struggled at school, he's got ADHD. He sitting down in a classroom with something he couldn't grasp, especially English. He really struggled with English, but like maths he was great at. He could do maths, like, and he still can, like, really, he's really clever with maths and stuff. But yeah, if he struggled with it and then he became disruptive because he was struggling with it, and he didn't know how, and you don't want to what's it called, like, say something, because you feel like people are going to look at you, and it's and whatever. And I agree with you.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I agree with you in the sense that they should do things like to focus on a child's interest or what they're good at, or whatever. Where, yes, I do think everyone needs maths and English. You know what I mean? Because it's like basic.
Yeah. Can you imagine you could do that though? They could be the basic fundamentals that everyone has to sort of get a certain grade in the maths and English, like we do anyway. And then, but when they get to sort of that middle and upper, if, for example, you've got 4 departments, for example, these are the hands-on people. These are those that are not academics. They're not here to read or write. They're not here to do loads of exams. They are good with their hands, good with their eyes. Give them that. So that's one box. That's one house in the school. Not, you got inspiration, you've got courage, you've got these other ones that they sound great, these houses, they put them into schools, but they're just the same. They just separated the students to cause divide for no reason. Whereas if you had divide for, these are the hands-on people, these are the visual people that are good with their hands and blah 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 blah, these are the academics, these are the rocket scientists, these are the ones, these are the mathematicians, the Albert Einsteins that are like, Mrs. and Mr. Algebra. They are the ones that are going to be suited for that. These are going to uni. These are looking to do those sort of jobs. So that's that category. Then you've got, like, I don't know, maybe the fitness and the more sporty ones, because there's always going to be that category anyway. And then maybe more the creative type that just don't know, like, and be, because no one.
There's sport people. No, there's totally different things, and it should be suited to each child, because we're all different at the end of the day, and it would be nicer if things were better, and hopefully it is better. My children left school a long time ago. My youngest is 28, so like it might have improved, but like hopefully it continues.
You can't punish all schools with the same brush, and I've worked in like hundreds of schools, literally hundreds, and there's some amazing schools out there, but it's not the teachers or the actual school that gets to decide what they teach, and that's the problem. Because if it was, they would definitely tailor it. I know a load of teachers that would tailor their lessons.
I think it would be better for them
in the room, and that's, I think, why we're so successful with what we do, because we work with groups, but we evolve the content with the group. Because what's the point of having loads of content or loads of stuff that they're not going to engage with or they don't understand? We could talk to them for 8 hours a day. It don't matter. So we just we find out what their needs, what interests are, and all that stuff. It's just a shame, but it's a big one. What are they saying in the chat though? Have they made their own?
Sylvia says, my daughter was academic, my son was hands-on, he struggled at school, but not now, as he has an amazing career. Stella says, what are the 3 choices, Lenny? They are social media scammers, so being enslaved to your devices, and the education system. So if you want to banish social media scammers, put social. If you want to banish enslaved by your phone or your devices,
enslaved.
Put devices. And if you want to banish the education system, or not banish the education, but reform it, would probably be better, wouldn't it? So reform the education system, put education.
The only way to do that, lady, is to banish it, unfortunately. We have to banish it to begin to build it.
To start again.
That's it. Devices, yes. I knew it'd be popular one. Scary stat. How long we look at our screens. If you're, if we work with young people sometimes, and I say to them, to the people that are sort of like between 11 and sort of 12, 15, I'd say, if their screen time is 5 hours or more a day, and they go on to live a long, healthy life, by the time they do leave Earth and go on to the next part, they would have spent 23 or 24 years of their life staring at their screen, and that's scary.
It is
5
very.
it has to be 5 hours a day, and I know people. Mine used to be. I'm not gonna lie. When I edit on my phone, that sometimes I think I've worked out up to 8 hours. My average worked out to be 8 hours a day for some period of time, and I was like, "That's got to stop. That's insane. It's just ridiculous."
Okay, so the people have decided that Scammers is going to go into the bin out of them. And that's it. We are at the end.
Bam, 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 bam. Is it the record for the longest ever Banish?
No, you actually an hour and 20 minutes. Not too bad, really.
That's not too bad. I'm not the biggest waffler in the world. Who got the record? Sorry, you said earlier. Who did you say it was?
Stephen. He's in the. I think he's just over 2 hours. Is Stephen's? I think.
Fair play.
So yeah, but that was great fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and
yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Have a little bit of a rant.
Yeah, I feel like I've got some major things off my chest, and I feel like
it's good like that. It just gives you that little bit of yeah, definitely. Thank you to everyone in the side chat. Don't forget that I have put Maxemus, well, and Co. Max's link is in the description bottom at the bottom, so please make sure to go and sign up. I think it may be Boo next week. I will check with her and make confirm. I've got a couple of others lined up as well, so we're all right for the next few weeks, I think. But yeah, thank you to everyone for joining. Thank you again to Max for taking part, and we will catch you next week. Well, I will anyway.
Yeah, I'll be here loitering around or whatever.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Just press the